Hi, good morning. I'm sorry that we missed you yesterday for Tuesdays with Terry. Not sure if I've discussed this before, but I had eye surgery about 3 months ago and I don't see very well yet, and we're on our way today to the eye doctor in Lake Charles, and I thought I would go ahead and use this time to come and talk to you about another health issue that is probably the number one issue that we hear from people about every day for the last 10 years. This is our 10-year anniversary year, and we're going to enjoy hopefully spending another 10 years with you. But today I'm going to talk about constipation. We have so many people that come in who are interested in a natural laxative, and first off, your body can become accustomed to laxatives, and so that's not the first thing that we always recommend. The first thing that we recommend is magnesium. Magnesium to what's called bowel tolerance, and the first thing to remember is to drink plenty of water, because your body needs the water to make the proper bowel size and consistency, which is the size and consistency of a ripe banana up to 18 inches long. And I know that's kind of crazy to talk about on Facebook, but that's the reality of what your body should be doing 2 to 3 times a day. Once after each meal, about 20 minutes after each meal, you should have a bowel movement, and it should be of that size and consistency. And if you're not, if you think, oh, I'm regular as clockwork every morning with my coffee, that's not enough. You're still constipated if you're only going once a day in the morning, and it's not necessarily your coffee, it's anything warm. You could do it with tea, or you could do it with warm water, anything else that's warm, but the warmth and the fluid going in does stimulate the peristalsis in the bowels to start moving. But once a day is not enough. You are still considered constipated, and if you're not going at least 2 to 3 times a day after each meal. What the magnesium does is bring the fluid down into the intestinal area, so that the residue from the food that you eat can have liquid as it passes through to create the proper bowel movement. If you don't drink enough water, which is about 1 ounce for every, 1 pound for every ounce of body weight, or not 1 pound, 1 ounce for every pound of body weight.
Or
so
half your body weight.
Body weight in ounces. Sorry about that. You are not getting enough. That's about a gallon a day, 5 to 6 bottles a day for each person. And you can increase that if you're a larger person, if you sweat a lot, if you drink things that contain caffeine or alcohol, which are natural diuretics, then you have to add more water to your system for that. If you don't drink enough water, what your body does is steal the water from your intestinal system to redistribute through the body for your cells to use. So essentially, your intestinal water is what's going back through your body, and that's pretty disgusting. So make sure and drink plenty of water. And then the magnesium is a non-habit forming, you're not going to have to use that for forever. What I was taught in school for everything in the natural health field is 90 days plus 1 month for every year you've had a problem. So if you've been constipated 5 years, you would go 3 months plus 5 more months, then you would taper off of that, and your body should then be accustomed to doing it on its own, and you should no longer have issues with constipation. So the way that the bowel tolerance with magnesium works is you start with 200 to 250 milligrams in the morning and 200 or 250 milligrams at night, and then the next day you would increase the nighttime dose by another 200 to 250 degrees, for goodness sakes, milligrams, sorry about that, and you would continue to increase that nighttime dose every day until you wake up one morning and your stools are too loose. Then you know the day before's amount is the proper amount for you, and you stick with that and until you are completely regular and having 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. That amount varies. People who have issues that are related to their digestion, such as asthma or fibromyalgia or other issues that go along with the constipation, often need higher amounts. But it can be anywhere from 400 milligrams to an average of 1,200 milligrams, which is what I take, or or even increase to 2,000 milligrams for some people. Magnesium is also a natural muscle relaxant. It helps you sleep better, and that's why I always recommend the increase in dosages be at night rather than in the morning. It's going to help you in more ways than one. So that's our number one recommendation, is the magnesium to bring the fluid to that area. Make sure you're eating good and plenty of fiber and those things, of course. But once you're no longer constipated, which should only take 2 or 3 days, with the magnesium, we recommend a product from Life's Fortune called Renew and Restore Fiber Cleanse. It's a fabulous product. We carried another product similar to it called Potty Toddy for several years, but this has been the number one selling product in our store for the entire 10 years. It works awesome. You don't feel bloated anymore. Your bowel movements are the right size and consistency, and it has 31 different herbs in it that not only cleanse the colon, which it sweeps out the colon, is the way the manufacturer described it to us with the ingredients that are in there, but it also has herbs in it that are good for cleansing the colon, the heart, the lungs, the gallbladder, the liver, the kidneys, the entire body. You're trying to nourish and cleanse and get the entire body healthy. So you would do 1 tablespoon of that in the morning. You could do morning and evening if you're having more issues, but you can mix that in with juice, a whole glass of juice, and the juice seems more pulpy, or mix it with a small amount of juice. I personally just mix it with a little bit of water, down it really quick. You can't mix it, go brush your teeth and come back, or it'll be as thick as Jell-O. You have to mix it, then drink it, and then I do mine and then drink a full glass of water behind it, and it's a fabulous product. So that's the second thing that we would recommend. If you're a person who's not going to drink anything, well, let me say too that on the magnesium we also have one called Calm Assure, or we have Peter Gilham's Calm, Natural Calm, that one's called. Those are forms of magnesium that you mix with water and then drink at night. We generally carry the one that's raspberry lemonade. It tastes delicious. I prefer the Calm Assure one now. I did drink the other one for years, but that's an awesome way to get the magnesium in. It tastes good. It's like a nighttime treat to get to drink it, and that is a good form, an easy form of the magnesium to take. Or we have magnesium complex. I think it's $9.99 a bottle for 100 capsules, maybe. I think it's 100 capsules. But anyways, that's a good way to get your magnesium in. And once you establish how much of the magnesium that you need to your bowel tolerance, your personal amount, then you would, Joel, can you not move so much? Then you would, sorry. Then you would, you can go up to a 250 milligram or a 500 milligram pill and not have to take as much. But I prefer doing the liquid when it tastes good and it's easy and it's like getting a treat. But anyway, for people who are just not going to drink anything and who don't want to take the magnesium and who are not going to drink the water anyways and want a laxative, we do have natural products that are laxatives. We have one called Colon Cleanse. It's the one in the purple box. There was another health food store here in town that recommended that one for years, and there are people who are addicted to it. They've been on it for years and years. It says right on the back of the box, do not take it for more than 7 days, and we have people who get very upset when we run out of it. Lots of people. So it is our number one seller for people who feel like they need a bit of a laxative rather than going with what will naturally get the body to going on its own and not have a stimulant in it. But we do have that. And the next stronger one that we have for people who come in and say they haven't had a bowel movement in a couple of weeks, and they're not going to wait on the magnesium, and they're not going to drink anything, they're not going to do what it takes to get their body going naturally, they just want a laxative and they don't want to take X-Lax, then there's a product called TAM, T-A-M, and that's the one that they come back after time to say that really benefits them the most. So those are our recommendations. Again, water is going to be the number one thing. Doesn't cost you a dang thing. Drink plenty of water. It's going to go down into your intestinal system. It's going to mix with the residue of the food you eat, and it's going to help you to not steal the water from that area for use of your cells and the rest of your body. You add the magnesium to bring more fluid to that area until your body is adjusted to working properly. And then if you want to get on track feeling really good about it, add the fiber cleanse. Thanks. Bye.